Okay. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if anybody is here uh, watching this yet. This is the first time I'm trying a multi-platform stream, so I should be on Facebook Live, also YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Uh, Also, not sure I can see chats, but I'm going to try to manage chats as well. If you're watching, hello, I'm going to do a live virtual reality sculpt using this new mixed reality setup I have here. Uh, so you should be able to see my controllers kind of overlaid on my hands. And as I draw and sculpt, you will you'll see what I see as I work on the monster that I'm about to make. So, with that said, uh, if you guys don't know, I started this Void Realm, there it is, Void Realm Minis line of Dungeons and Dragons 3D printable monsters. And one thing I like to do every now and then is sculpt a monster and release it for free to the public. And my patrons have chosen an Aboleth. An Aboleth, I have a couple pictures here in virtual reality that I'm using for reference, are these cool amphibious giant deep sea fish with crazy mouth and a bunch of eyes and stuff like that. So I have a bunch of photos here set up to my right that I'm looking at, and I am going to try to build an Aboleth. Here we go. So the first thing I'm probably going to start doing is drawing out the head, and I have a mirror mode turned on so that I get symmetry on both sides. One of the cool things about the Aboleth in the Dungeons and Dragons monster manual is the circular maw. It says it has a circular maw like a lamprey fish, and this is really kind of creepy. You can see the photo there. This like circular mouth, it kind of reminds me of the sandworms in Dune. So I definitely want to have something like that in, and I also like the way the eyes are typically done on an Aboleth. Usually 3 eyes, it says, and they're kind of stacked. So I'm going to be thinking about all of that while I start to pull out head shape here. And I'm going to be doing a lot of, seems like technical stuff, sometimes changing the resolution, raising and lowering it so that I can keep working fast, switching my brush. I got a square brush now. This will kind of help me make sure I'm set up so you guys can see it. This will kind of help me come in with some angles. And yeah, if any of you guys watching are not familiar with this at all or curious what I'm using, this is called Oculus. No, it's called, excuse me, Adobe Medium now. Adobe just bought this software, and I'm using the software on an Oculus Rift, and Medium by Adobe is the this virtual reality sculpting tool that I'm using. And I really love it because compared to any other package, I can actually draw clay like out in midair. It feels much more like traditional sculpting, which is pretty awesome. So I don't know if you guys can see, but this is kind of where I'm starting. Give myself some 3 stacked eyes, a little bit of a room down there at the bottom for the mouth, and then just defining overall head shape. And now I'll probably go ahead and start working on the body. So I'll take a new layer to do that. And a steady stroke. Yeah, I can't see any chat, unfortunately, so sorry if anybody's typing something. I definitely want to get that added in so that I can say hi to you guys and not sculpt blind here. And I know I kind of want this guy to be a bit longer and thinner. This is kind of a cool, this is another reference image I have up here. I like how it's long. I like the stacking of the eyes. So I'm going to keep that in mind while I work on this. Yeah, definitely think I want to play around with this guy kind of popping out of the water. So I'm going to go ahead and put a base down here. Something like this just as a placeholder. Let's see. There we go. And I know I'm going to decrease the resolution a little bit so that the computer doesn't crash on that layer because I don't need that much information. But that'll give me a little bit of a base there to work with. So then maybe add a new layer. And pull the tail up out of the water. Okay. And I'm kind of designing right now as I sculpt, so I don't know exactly what I want the tail shape to be like. First, I thought I was going to pull it all the way out like this. Now I think I might start it more here. I'm just going to play around with this for a second until I find kind of a flow of curves that I like. Yeah. The software has all sorts of cool tricks in it. One of those is that I have I don't know if you can really see on my controller right now, but I've got a steady stroke on, so when I draw it out, it'll give me a nicer curve that's a little bit smoother, versus if I turn the steady stroke off and I draw a curve, it can be a little bit more jittery. So both have their place, but right now I want to get that nice smooth curve, so I have that turned on. Okay. And I'm going to add the eyes quickly. Turn mirror mode on, turn single on. Now he has some eyeballs. See that? And then last thing I'm going to do is pull out a couple of tentacles. Let's see. A lot of my stuff ends up being really complex and requires a ton of supporting to print properly. I kind of want to try with this design creating something that's complex but still actually relatively easy to print. So we'll see if I can pull that off. Now I've got this kind of thin tool here, and I'm gonna use it to uh, give me a little bit of a back fin on him. that'll look kind of cool, I think. That's what he looks like right now. Maybe not much yet, but starting to have at least an overall composition, body shape, head shape, and some energy to it. I will constantly be modifying and uh, pulling stuff around until I get, you know, happy with it. But if you guys leave a comment or a question, I'm going to get out of the headset here and I will answer them and respond to you guys. And then when I come back into the headset next time, I'm going to try to have a comment window open that I can look at so that I can chat with you guys at the same time. I hope you enjoyed watching. I'm not going to go too much longer. I'll do some work on this on my own. I'll come back maybe for a part 2. And yeah, take care. And say hi to Jax back there sleeping.